Everybody wants to be held until it's time to be held accountable. Sometimes your type is the reason why you're single. And I'm wondering, are you running red lights and stopping on green ones in relationships? Slide on over to my YouTube channel today at 6 p.m. for my podcast masterclass for today's topic, LOL, love or lies. Why toxic relationships are no laughing matter. Let's talk about it. Turn me up. I'm mic'd up. Join me and let's mix it up. What's good people? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope that you are doing well. Well, I want to welcome you to another edition of In the Mix. I'm your host with the most, yours truly, Dr. Eddie Connor, and it is an honor that you have joined me today. We're going to hop right on into today's topic. I want you to share this with somebody. We're talking about LOL, love or lies. Yeah, why toxic relationships are no laughing matter. And I think especially as we look at toxic relationships, as we always think about relationships, generally when you ask somebody why did the last relationship not work out, most people are going to say, well, that person did all XYZ wrong. We're generally going to point the finger at somebody else, but we always have more fingers pointed back at ourselves in our direction, because the success or the failure of a relationship, marriage, what have you, think about this. You are the common denominator. The success or the failure of it, you are the common denominator. Why? Because you were involved. We just got to be honest with ourselves. There's something that also you played a role in doing, whether good, bad, or otherwise. And when we can be honest with ourselves, now it creates room for course correction to be able to learn, to be able to live, and to be able to love the right way, so that we can actually have a healthy LOL moment. Yeah, we can laugh, we can overcome, we can learn, and now live the type of way in the fashion to where now we can grow with the right person. But we have to also become the right one for the right one. Number one, I'm going to give you a few strategies today in regards to relationships that I want you to take note of and even think about. Number one is this: we can't avoid internal issues. We cannot avoid internal issues. Just say the word issues multiple times. Say that word. Say the word issues multiple times. Issues, 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 issues. You keep saying issues enough, you're going to slip up and say, is you. You're going to slip up and say, it's you. You're going to eventually say, it's you. And despite how bad it's been, there are some lessons that we can learn. There's some things that we need to course correct within ourselves, right? When I mentioned becoming the right one for the right one, it first with us being right for ourselves. It first begins with us being right for ourselves. What did that singing Sister Soldier, what were those lyrics by Lauryn Hill? She said, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? right? Despite all of that, we have to understand this. Our beauty is not just in our smile, our beauty is in our scars. What are the internal issues that I'm dealing with that have been a blight on my life that now make me susceptible to be in a toxic relationship? Once you think about that, how can you address what you won't confess? How can you heal from what you won't deal with? How can you recover from what you've covered? Before improving our relationship with others, we have to first work within to improve the totality of our relationship within ourselves. We can't positively impact anybody else until we first deal with the issues internally. What am I talking about? Those mother wounds, those father wounds, the trauma, the triggers, the things that have become so TNT explosive, trauma and triggers explosive in your life, mentally explosive, psychologically explosive, to where now you find yourself exploding on somebody because you had a disagreement. And now you're at a disadvantage because you said something or you did something permanent in a temporary situation. Or now here it is, you move into a place of retaliation and retribution. You don't forgive. Here's what it is. You didn't practice forgiveness in your singleness. And so how are you going to if you didn't practice forgiveness in your singleness, how are you going to exhibit forgiveness in your togetherness? Are you hearing me? You always have to retaliate. You always got to get the last word. You always got to exact evil for evil, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, tit for tat. That's how you practiced it in your singleness. It's only going to be reflective and reflexive in your togetherness. It's what I told somebody the other day. I said, you don't have to get vengeance. You don't have to go back to somebody and try to render evil for evil. God is the one keeping record, right? He's the one keeping record. And the record is longer than a CVS receipt. He's going to exact judgment and vengeance in his own time. You just take your hands off of it and let God handle it. Your hands are too small to handle it. God's hands are big enough to deal with it. That's what it boils down to. I have to practice in the way that I expect to perform in the relationship. But can I practice it in my singleness right now so that it'd be easier in my togetherness? If not, I'm going to move into a place of toxicity. I am not going to track what I want. I'm going to attract who it is that I am. Come on. I got to do the work to perfect the insecurities, the aspect of being needy and not needed. I have to perfect all of those aspects. Now, I'm not saying that we're all going to be perfect. No, we all have some things to work on, but we ought to be understanding that we're all worth it to now perfect the things that are deleterious to our destiny. When you stop lying to yourself, when you take off the mask, when you get the right relationship within yourself, when you get the relationship within yourself right, here's what it's going to do now. It's going to now prosper you with others. I have to identify the trauma, I have to identify the triggers, and I have to do the healing. What does that mean? That may mean you go into counseling. That may be you going to therapy. In the multitude of counselors, there is safety. That is you identifying and assessing what needs to be course corrected in your life so that, here it is, you're not bleeding on people who didn't cut you because you're dealing with issues. It's you. Let's move on to number 2. Talking about LOL, love or lies. Yeah, don't pop my balloons. Some of us need to pop a balloon, low key. So I think I saw a red balloon in there. Come on, pop that red balloon. Too many of us are popping the green balloons. We're running red lights, stopping on green ones. We're holding on to red balloons, popping the green ones. No. We have to course correct so that we don't bleed on people who didn't cut us. We're talking about LOL, love or lies. Love or lies. Why toxic relationships are literally no laughing matter. Is no laughing matter. It's not something to brag about, be braggadocious about, spew all the negativity on social media. None of that. Secondly, here's what we have to do. We have to take an L. We have to take an L. For whatever reason, the last relationship or the current relationship isn't working out, we have to look within and say, what role am I playing in this? Oh, I know we don't want to be accountable. I know we don't want to. I know we don't want to be. But here it is. Everybody wants to be held, but very few of us, if at all, want to be held accountable. Everybody want to be held until it's time to be held accountable. True. Got to take that L. More than seeing it as a loss, I need you to see it as a lesson. I need you to see this as a learning experience. And for some of us, maybe you're saying to yourself, well, how many times am I going to take this L? How many times is it going to be a learning experience for me? How many times is it going to continue to be a lesson? Sadly enough, you will continue to repeat the same thing until you learn the lesson. Sadly enough, you will continue to repeat the same thing, and you'll continue to go on around the same mountain. You'll continue to walk in the wilderness until you make a decision to get to the promised land. Come on, nobody can make you feel insecure without your permission. No one can make you feel and lack self-esteem without self. Right? You always say, well, somebody lowered my self-esteem. No, self-esteem begins with self. I have to make and appropriate the aspect of looking at it that it depends more on me than it does on anybody else. Think about this. You are the common denominator in the relationship that works or the relationship that dissolves. I got to take an L. I got to let this go. I got to love myself. I got to develop greater skills in leadership. I have to leverage my purpose. Here's what I have to do more than anything. I got to lean on the Lord. God is not going to be the one who ultimately makes the decision whether you get into the relationship or not, but he's going to lead you. He's going to guide you. He's going to show you things to come. He's going to give you discernment. Here it is. He's going to direct you to look for the fruit. You will know a tree by the fruit that it bears. Just because a tree has leaves doesn't mean that those leaves also come with fruit. I have to be a fruit inspector. Got to be a fruit inspector. Can't expect apples on an orange tree. Can't expect bananas on an orange tree. Can't expect oranges on a tree that reaps bananas. No. I have to be a fruit inspector. What is the fruit like? And matter of fact, all right, the tree bears fruit, but is the fruit rotten? Is their attitude rotten? How do they treat other people? How do they treat the waiter or the waitress when y'all go out to eat or when you go and grab a cup of coffee? How do they treat people? How do they talk to you? Are they dismissive? Are they negative? Are they despondent? Are you allowing yourself to go through the seasons with people so that you can accurately assess? And come on, it ain't judgment, it's observation. Is this person for me or not? Should we escalate and elevate beyond the friend zone? Because here's the thing, too many of us are too afraid to just friend zone somebody. We see that's such a negative word. Friend zone allows you the space and the place to see if this relationship should even evolve, if we should just go beyond just friendship into a relationship into a marriage. Too many of us, we want to jump the broom so quickly into relationship, into marriage, and now we wake up one day and we say, who in the world am I with? We wake up one day and we have an epiphany. Oh my goodness. Who in the world did I just get off the phone with? Why? Because we did not take the time to actually learn somebody. So now we take an L as a result of somebody, but also looking at the role that that we played in it, that we didn't leverage, that we didn't love ourselves enough, that we felt like somebody was going to complete us, but only God does that. And it's not really a loss if you learn from it. The L releases greater love. The L gives you greater lessons in life and leadership to level up. The L causes you to do this: find diamonds in the damage. It takes some real courage to love on yourself despite what didn't work out. It takes some real courage to now affirm yourself and say, I'm more than a conqueror. I'm worthy of love. I messed up, but I won't give up. I'm going to hold myself accountable. I can do this better. You see, that's maturity, right? Everybody wants to be an adult until it's time to communicate. What is the narrative that I'm having with myself as well? Life brings pressure oftentimes, but pressure will either bring you diamonds or it's going to burst pipes. Pressure's going to either make diamonds or it's going to burst pipes. And for too many of us, it's bursting pipes in our mind, in our soul, in our spirit, because we become so triggered. Because we become a thermometer rather than a thermostat. We neglect to reflect. And so now we react and we don't respond. But hear me, those rough patches can lead to greater diamonds. Where you find diamonds in the damage, you find diamonds in the rough patches of life. To be able to smile through the scars, to lead to love, and to lift your life to another level. I told you, number one, you cannot avoid the internal issues. Secondly, you got to take an L. As we're talking today about love or lies, why toxic relationships are really no laughing matter. Thirdly, you're not chosen to chase. Thirdly, you are not chosen to chase. Hear me. Anything that you're trying to chase is running away from you. If you have to chase it, you better refrain from it. You don't have to chase what's for you. You attract what's for you. Come on now. You trying to chase money, money gonna run away from you. I'm not going after paper. I'm going after purpose. And if I go after purpose, the paper's going to come to me as a result. Why? Because I have predicated outcome over income. Not saying that we negate income, but I predicate the outcome over the income. I want to serve. I want to help other people. That's why I have to become a person who prioritizes purpose. You cannot expect a purpose partner if you have not first partnered with your purpose. I don't chase it. I become a person of purpose. Come on. Scripture says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Too many times we're seeking second, third, fourth, and fifth, the kingdom of God. We're seeking second, third, fourth, and fifth, God. We're seeking him last. And as a result of it, now we're reaching for everything else, and all we're doing is grasping air. We're not able to apprehend it. We're not able to hold on to it. And if we hold on to it, we got butterfingers. It's slipping through our grip. I have to get into a particular mindset in a space and place to where I am prioritizing purpose. And when I prioritize purpose, a person of purpose now finds me. A person of purpose, here it is, they now connect with me. A person of purpose has their antennas that are solely up. Their antennas are all the way up. And it just so happens, here it is, that you now collide and you now connect with somebody who's on that same purpose path as you. It's like a merging of a road together. You see that? The road is merging. And now there's not division, but there's unity. Anything you have to chase is trying to get away from you. Walking in purpose, walking in destiny now allows you to attract what's best for you. Now allows you, sis, to become the right one for the right one, to where you don't have to go find the man finds you. To where you become the right one for the right one, brother. To where now you have the right antennas, you have the right perspective to look for the right qualities in a queen, to find her. Walking in purpose and destiny allows you to attract what's best for you rather than chase what was never intended for you. Too many of us were attracting the wrong one because there are some things that are wrong within us that we need to course correct. And we're repelling the right one. Am I a magnet for the right one, or am I a magnet for the wrong one? And when I'm a magnet for the wrong one, here's what I will do. I'll now tolerate toxicity. I'll now tolerate abusive language and threats and verbal sparring. Why? Because I don't know my worth. I'll put my love into the hands of people rather than, here it is, creating hard line boundaries, healthy boundaries. That's how you deal with toxicity. You create healthy boundaries. I'm drawing a line in the sand, and I'm going to stand on what it is that I said. And when I draw this line in the sand, I'm not retreating from the line. I'm standing 10 toes down on it. And somebody who always brings manipulation, division, and domination will be offended by those boundaries. If they can't handle your boundaries, that lets you know that's a red flag right there. They're dismissive and lacking cooperation. Won't even move into a spirit of negotiation. No need of you negotiating your value and your boundaries with somebody else who won't respect that. But you got to get to a particular place where you say, listen, I'm not going to settle for that. I'm not going to settle for your lies at the expense of leaving my love on the table. I'm not going to be so thirsty for love that I end up parched and dehydrated. You know you're ready to date when it's not a need, it's a choice. Listen to me. Too many of us are so needy and we never become needed. Needed says I feel a particular void. Needed says I have a particular perspective. Needed says that I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. You make me better. Needed says I don't bring anxiety, I bring suitability. Needed says I bring peace and not pressure. When you're needed, you don't come off as thirsty. But when you're so in need, you come off as thirsty. When you want to be needy, you can't even stand your own company. And you need somebody to complete you so that you have value. Beyond Netflix and chill, can we network and build? That's what it boils down to. You're not chosen to chase. Learn how to take the L. And you really cannot avoid the internal issues. Because at the end of the day, whether you decide to stay in a toxic relationship or not boils down to the fact that it's you. And it's no laughing matter. But with the right one, some of the matters that you deal with will be worth laughing about. Why? Because you know you're better together. You know how you've overcome the lies and the liabilities to move into love and lessons that you've learned. And now you can laugh. The next laugh that is going to be about the past. The next laugh is going to be about how you were crying, but now you're laughing. The next laugh that's going to happen is going to be real tears of joy. The next laugh that's going to transpire in your life is going to be, wow, look at how far that I've grown. Look at how much I've matured. Look at the great things that have developed and have spawned in my life. And it's nothing but the grace of God as to why I'm living above and beyond all the liabilities that I've experienced, that I've faced. I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. Yeah, so simple, so simple. It could all be so simple, but you'd rather make it hard. I got to avoid those issues. I got to take that L. I got to understand I'm not chosen to chase, but I'm chosen to receive that which is worth having. I know this word bless you. I know it spoke life into your life. I know it challenged you. I know it shifted your level of thinking. I really know that it caused you to grow internally and interpersonally in your emotional intelligence, in your emotional wellness, in your emotional regulation, regularity, as you're creating healthy boundaries. I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. Simply, you can do that. Cash App, $, Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr, gmail.com. We've been having a super conversation. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker. Super thanks to you for engaging in our conversation, for the comments, for being in our live chat, all of that. I want you to sow into this word even now. Once again, Cash App, $, Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr at gmail.com. I want you to soar with me. Yes, you see me in my Eagles Academy attire. Yeah, we're going to really shift you to aspire higher. You see me in my attire. It's only so that you can level up to aspire higher. I want you to join my Eagles community, my virtual village, where we really have courageous conversations, where I'm teaching. It's not a podcast. It's nothing but master classes where I'm teaching you, I'm coaching you, I'm training you, I'm empowering you in the areas of business and marketing and faith and relationships and transformation, interpersonal growth. You owe it to you to be in my amazing virtual village, my courageous community, where we soar to another level in success and purpose. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, I want you to tap that join now button, fill out the form. I guarantee that you're going to be transformed. I can't wait to see your face in my digital space. Join me, along with a host of gifted leaders locally, nationally, and globally. Connect with me on social media at EddieConnorJr, EddieConnorJr. Listen, I've got a plethora of books out there. I've got 18 books out there, and these books are available on Amazon. Yeah, about relationships, relationship rules. You need to get that. Dear Queen, Volume 1 and 2, Who Can Find a Faithful Man, The Mask of Masculinity. It goes on and on and on. Go right now to Amazon. Yeah, go there. Go to Amazon. I've got books there, ebooks, audiobooks, hard copies that are available for you even now. I know it's going to speak life into your life. Not only do I write books, I also show you how to write your book. Yes, I want you to get any of my books again, available on Amazon, ebooks, audiobooks, hard copies. You can even get signed copies at EddieConnor.com. But I've got something called the Bestseller Book Blueprint, where I'm giving you all the strategies that I use to go number one. How is it that I write a book and every single time I'm able to go number one? It's a system, strategy, structure, solutions, and systems to take your vision to another dimension. And I've lost thousands of dollars making so many mistakes, but I shifted from wasting thousands of dollars to selling thousands of books. And I'm giving you the straight up system so that you can actually plug and play it and employ it for your book or your books. Every published author, every aspiring author, you need to get this. You need to get this to become a real titan in the marketplace, to take your manuscript to the marketplace, become an industry authority as an author, and increase your sales. If that's you and you want that, go ahead and get it right now. accessidentity.org/author. I'm taking everything that I've learned in decades and give it to you in a download. 80 plus page comprehensive guide, how to write your book, how to increase your sales, charts and guides and standards and strategies and procedures. Everything that I use, I'm giving it to you. Taking what I've learned in moments and months, and I'm giving it to you in minutes. Go get it right now. accessidentity.org/author. Yes. And then, not only that, after you write a book, people are going to ask you to talk about it. Your words are a paintbrush. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? Whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. I'm a living witness on how to wow your audience, how to be invited back, how to connect with your audience, how to actually create an offer that people are going to buy into it. All of that. You want to get my 4.5 hour digital video training guide where I'm giving you all the standards and strategies. Yeah, I messed up so many times on stage, but I course corrected. I got all the filler words out of my language and my lexicon, the uhs, the ums, the, you know what I'm saying, and the basicallys and the likes, all that. It's a process, and I'm showing you how to do that. accessidentity.org/speaker. Go download that. I'm telling you, it's going to be an amazing investment into your life. accessidentity.org/author for my bestseller book blueprint. accessidentity.org/speaker for my successful speaker strategy. Speaking of speaking, if you're looking for a dynamic speaker, why would you look any further? You know that I'm the man for the job, so invite me to speak at your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your graduation, your session. Let's make some progression. All you got to do is email me to invite me. Yeah, simply info@EddieConnor.com, and it would be an honor for me to empower you. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, yo brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun, but you know, brother, got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you, I'm talking to you now, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. You know, I realize the extent of your development is connected to the extent of your investment. What I mean, invest little, develop little. But we're investing much into you as you invest in yourself by developing your purpose, developing your goals and your dreams and your ideals and your ideas, shifting you from ideas to income. Where does this all happen at? I'm so glad you asked. It takes place in our Eagles Academy. All you have to do is go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed, to shift your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts, really to grow your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You owe it to you to invest in you. And as a result of it, now you are able to be coached and mentored and be a part of our live trainings with yours truly. Yeah, with me, along with a host of other leaders and trendsetters and trailblazers and accountability partners. No one grows in a silo. The power of mentorship, it takes what I've learned in years and months and I give it to you in minutes. What I've learned in decades and I can give it to you in days. To be a part of our private Facebook group, to get guided feedback through our Eagle's Nest reflections, to get access to all of the content, all the live sessions and the trainings of business development, of financial stewardship, of the impact and empowerment that only takes place when you go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. Again, when you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed. But it doesn't just stop there. You want to develop your book? Then guess what? You are an aspiring author. You need to get my bestseller book blueprint. It's available right now, accessidentity.org/author. All of the insight of what it is that I have used to write 18 books and be a best-selling author. You owe it to you to get your hands on that. You also owe it to you to get my Successful Speaker Strategies download. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to develop your communication. There's an art to communication. Let me show you how to develop that. Go right now as well to accessidentity.org/speaker. And then I am blessed to pastor the Remnant Worshipers Church. I want you to be a part of the church that I am pastoring at right now. It's such a great thing of what it is that God has fashioned us to do. And it's taking place right here in the city of Detroit, 10 a.m. every Sunday, 6 p.m. we have prayer on Tuesdays, and then 7 p.m. on those same Tuesdays, we have TNT Tuesdays, Truth and Transformation. It's amazing. You want to be a part of it. Go right now, trwchurch.org. And then I want to see your face in the place this Sunday at 20470 Hubble Street. I'm doing my best to save you a seat. Powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. Can't wait to see your face in the place at the Remnant Worshipers Church.